Welcome to our series, The Bhagavad Gita for All. Namaskar. Chapter 12, Bhakti Yog, or the Yog of Devotion. Anapeksha Shuchir Daksha, Udasino Gatavyataha, Sarvarambha Parityagi, Yo Madbhaktas Same Priyaha. Those who are indifferent to worldly gains, externally and internally pure, skillful without cares, untroubled and free from selfishness in all undertakings, such devotees of mine are very dear to me. In our last video, we spoke about devotion, bhakti. We saw ways in which one could offer bhakti and a little about the completeness of our existence. Have you defined what kind of devotion works best for you? Great! Remember, nothing is set in stone. So if you need to reconsider, there's always a new door to open. If you're wondering who these dedicated devotees are, then Shri Krishna has an answer for us. He's described in subsequent verses in the Gita about the qualities possessed by these devotees. How about we try to understand some of these qualities? As always, we're trying to make sense of what Shri Krishna explains to Arjun based on the inquiries he makes. This might work for you or not even. You can always give these a shot and see what works best for you. Let's get to it then, shall we? Devotees don't harbor malice or animosity towards anyone. This is also the reason that they are able to forgive more easily. They're aware that they are all a tiny part of this creation. Instead, they're friendly, compassionate even. They're able to empathize with the suffering of those around them, thus making them amenable. Arrogance, pride, and ego are assured paths of destruction. Devotees realize this early on and try to steer clear from this false identification of the self. They've learned to accept the things that come their way. This very acceptance makes them happy. It's something we've spoken of before. Accept this as something that the universe wishes for you to have, albeit have at this point in time. These devotees realize that the material world has no pleasure, and hence they seem content with what they do or have at hand. This makes it easier for them to unite or establish yoga with the higher power. With an unfaltering conviction, they are able to detach their mind and senses and instead develop a stronger intellect. Devotion is a poignant experience. It warms one's heart, gladdens it. Devotees thus find themselves in a space where nothing annoys them. They look at their fellow beings as a part of the God they worship. Their compassion, their detachment, the wisdom they possess of the scriptures, the positive outlook, all this works in their favor, and they find themselves at peace with whatever situation it is. Pretty hard, right? Devotees rise from the petty selfishness with an indifference to worldly gains or pleasure. They know what they're here for and dedicatedly perform their service to the higher power. Lust, anger, hatred, ego are not their friends, since their mind is absorbed in purity, care, and attentively performing their task. Shri Krishna describes some qualities of his devotees. Come what may, the light of devotion is bright and strong in the heart of a true devotee. Thus, friends or foes, honor or dishonor, cold or heat, joy or sorrow, praise or reproach, it's all really the same to them. They're able to accept such aplomb because they are fully aware that the situation is never permanent. Their values and principles motivate them. They know their ultimate goal, self-realization. And they know that only they themselves, their soul, can get them closer to this goal of life. In this chapter, Shri Krishna points out that devotion or bhakti is the supreme path of spirituality. It's time we put this into a perspective that makes sense to us. There will be people who believe in a higher power, and then there will be certain non-believers. Everyone has the freedom to express their thoughts. How about a middle ground then, to try and wrap our heads around the concept of devotion? So here's a thought. Can devotion be a metaphor? A metaphor for the spirit of blissfulness. A metaphor for immaculate existence in the world's complexity. A metaphor for seeking a cosmic order of sorts. Devotion could be a way to bolster our search for the true meaning of life. The understanding of the true self, Sat, Chitta, Anand, where Sat is the pure existence, Chitta is the pure awareness or consciousness, and Anand is being free from ego and judgments. Your actions require you to focus on your growth, move beyond this physical evolution, and pay closer attention to what your soul needs, the lessons it wants to learn, the experiences it wants to have, and the extreme bliss it wishes to endure. And all you have to do is exercise devotion in a form that works best for you, a form that holds meaning for you, an action that makes you happy. Sounds easy. So why not try? Until next time. Dhanyavad.